What's up guys, this is Anime Crossover. I'm back with a new episode of What If Naruto Was the Right Flash Part 28. And if you did enjoy this video, give this video a like, and if you're new to my channel and like my content, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more crossover fictions with a twist. Now let's begin this new video.
Chapter 4 Earth 29, plus others, Eugene, Oregon, September 29, 2013. A blue portal flared into life on an open and lonely highway running through Oregon, before a crimson blur raced out and skidded to a stop on the asphalt. It was Naruto, of course, and after speeding across the universe, he managed to land on another planet after hitting some type of barrier that bounced him back. However, given his luck, it was not his Earth. Naruto gazed around the lonely roadway where he had stopped but saw nothing noteworthy. Naruto said, "Gideon, where am I?" Gideon told him, "Earth 29. Great, another Earth that isn't mine." "Gideon, what's the problem?" "I'm going fast enough to channel the Speed Force and open a breach to the multiverse, so what's the problem?" Naruto said. "Well, that is the nature of the multiverse, as your future self stated, and traveling the multiverse as a speedster is extremely difficult, but I'll run some calculations and see what I can do to help," she explained. "Thank you, Gideon," Naruto said, turning off his watch as his stomach grumbled. "I think I could do with a snack." Before sprinting down the highway in search of a meal, Naruto made sure his normal clothes were snug and his bag was secure. His watch started blaring around 10 seconds into his run, causing him to come to a halt on the borders of a town. "Gideon, what's wrong?" Gideon told him, "My sensors are picking up EMF disturbance and sulfuric residue saturating the nearby area." "EMF? So some old machine is causing unusual electromagnetic activity?" Naruto inquired. "No. The amount of EMF I'm detecting indicates that there is paranormal activity present in the area." "Paranormal? As in ghost?" Naruto giggled. "Go ahead, this is the part where you can say you've got me." "I wish that was the case, but it isn't." "Wait a minute, you mean to tell me that ghosts and the like are real?" "I'm afraid so. You devoted an entire section of Star Labs to the research of the occult and paranormal with the help of allies who are experienced in the field such as Mr. Constantine, Mr. Blood, and Ms. Zatara. As you put it, they dealt with the supernatural from the mystic side while you dealt with it from the scientific," Gideon informed him. "Great, I've officially heard everything, and it's not like my world can get any weirder," Naruto said. "I'm afraid your weirdness bar remains rather low compared to what it was in the future," Gideon corrected. "Please don't say anything. I don't want to know," Naruto said, taking a deep breath to concentrate. "Okay, so there's some ghost activity in town?" Gideon told him, "It would be more accurate to say there is demonic activity in the town. The EMF and sulfuric levels I'm detecting indicate a demonic presence." "Demonic presence as in demon? Okay, wasn't expecting that," Naruto said, looking across at a fenced-in section of town before returning to the roadway. In his thoughts, he was debating whether or not he should become involved. For one thing, he was dealing with the supernatural, which was a far cry from his regular metahuman or science-related problems. Not to mention that this wasn't his planet, thus it wasn't his issue. However, he has been embroiled in the problems of past planets he has visited, so why stop now? Furthermore, being a superhero, anti-hero, vigilante entails assisting others, and someone may be in danger. Damn my superhero, anti-hero, vigilante code of ethics. Damn it to hell. Naruto approached the gate, which was chained and barred, with placards indicating that it had been quarantined due to a chemical leak. His sensors revealed that the levels were not hazardous to him, and the EMF and sulfur signature came from inside the abandoned part. He activated one of his armored gauntlets and easily broke the chain, lock off before making his way into town as quietly as possible. When he checked his gauntlet's sensors, it detected excessive chemical levels saturating the region. This was most likely due to a chemical leak, and it explained why this portion of town was abandoned if it was still soaked. His abilities would protect him from harm. He passed through town, and his sensor detected some heat signatures in an old, deserted cafe. He observed an elderly white guy and a young black girl his age tied up and gagged through the glass. "Geez," he said as he entered the restaurant and the gagged prisoners saw him. "How are you guys doing?" Naruto removed his gag, and the elderly man nodded. "What the hell are you doing here? Are you a hunter?" he said, using an unusual phrase. "No, I was passing by and stopped here. Hang on." Naruto yanked the handcuffs off the elderly man and the girl. "There. Thank you, I'm Irv, and that's Tracy," Earl said. Before further word could be uttered, The diner door opened and two plaid-clad men with guns entered, and Naruto knew them. Sam and Dean Winchester. Naruto said as Sam and Dean aimed their weapons at him. Are you alright, Irv? Dean inquired. Yeah, we're fine. Kid found us and set us free, Irv said, motioning to Naruto. Who are you? Sam inquired, still surprised to see them and realizing why Gideon had picked up those otherworldly readings. My name is Naruto, and I was passing through when I heard some noise and found them tied up, Naruto replied as Dean unsealed a flask and splashed some water across his face. Naruto spat some out, unimpressed. Thank you. I'm not a demon, so the holy water was unnecessary, and you can keep the silver because I'm not a werewolf, shifter, or whatever. What are you, a hunter? Sam inquired. Not exactly, he said as Dean did the same thing to Irv and Tracy, who both came clean. What does that mean? Dean wondered. Look, it's a little complicated to answer here, so do you think we could do it when we're all safely away from here and over some food? Said Naruto. That sounds like a good plan to me, Irv said. That's Tracy. She's new. We did a shifter job in Sacrament together. She's smart, but she's got a mouth on her. Let's gear up, Dean said, placing a duffel bag on the table and organizing all of their equipment. They needed to be ready if Abaddon came after them. All right, we've got Jesus juice and guns loaded with devil's trap bullets. Shoot a demon and it locks him up. The angel blade works. Their attention was drawn to a tremendous clatter of sounds. Something was around. When Sam and Naruto approached the window, they spotted two guys dressed in military camo and equipped with bulletproof vests and assault guns. They're on their way, Sam replied. Good. They're also armed with M4A1 assault rifles equipped with grenade launchers, Naruto said. Dean said, okay, less good. So, what's the play? Irv said as Dean proposed a proposal. They made their way out the rear and played a tape to distract the demons. It was time for the second portion of the strategy after they were far away. Alright, we've got to flank SEAL Team Douche in there, so Irv, you and I will go left. Sam, take the kid and Tracy and go right. Kid, know how to use a gun. Dean handed Naruto a Glock 17 handgun, and he emptied the magazine and drew the slide back to check for a round in the chamber. He then reloaded it and deactivated the safety. Okay, that's good to know. Alright, let's get moving, Sam remarked, prompting Tracy to shove him away. Don't try to touch me. Whoa. What's the problem? Dean inquired. He killed my family, Tracy said. What? I watched a demon slaughter my parents, and the whole time it was talking about how it was celebrating, how some stupid kid let Lucifer out of his cage, Tracy remarked, clearly resentful and angry with Sam for what he'd done years ago. Okay, all right, we've got to move. Girls with me. Irv. Dean stated as he departed with Tracy, while Sam went with Irv and Naruto. Don't blame yourself, Sam. You didn't know about Lucifer, Naruto explained. How do you know about that? Sam inquired. Aside from the fact that she just said his name. I'll explain when we get out of here, promise, Naruto replied as they huddled behind a building near the restaurant. Naruto prepared his rifle, while Sam prepared to wield the demon knife. You calm, Sam? Irv inquired. Yeah. Good. Now hand me that toothpick, and you, Dean, Tracy, and the kid, get out of here, Irv said. I'm going in there by myself, and I'm going to buy you as much time as I can. That's death, Irv, Sam said. Yeah, well, that's what I've got coming, Irv remarked, only for Sam to glance at him. It's my fault, Sam. I was in some dive, sloppy and lonely, and I met some girl, and the next thing you know, I'm strapped to some bed, and she's twisting things that aren't meant to be twisted. She, who? Abaddon. I gave them up. Pete, Tracy, I gave them all up. So, you hand me that blade and let me do what I've got to do, or so help me. Irv was cut off as a quiet bullet struck him directly in the heart and he died. Naruto poked his head out to see what was going on before swiftly drawing it back to dodge a gunshot that impacted a section of the wall. Top of the diner, by the sign. Alright, get out of here. Go. Sam fired a couple shots at the sniper before fleeing and plunging through a door, only to find himself back at the restaurant, where a demon had him dead to rights. Boo. The demon mocked, only for Naruto to fire him multiple times in the chest until he collapsed. Sam turned to see Naruto step in. Are you alright? Naruto inquired. When another demon arrived from the rear of the cafe, Sam answered, yeah, I'm fine. Naruto was about to assist Sam when he pulled out the demon knife, only to be seized from behind and thrown into a booth. When Sam spun around, he watched the third demon yank the demon knife from his grip, twist his arm behind his back, and toss him against the counter. Naruto's demon shot recovered entirely. He was wearing a Kevlar vest beneath his camo outfit, so none of the bullets touched him. It simply irritated him. He grabbed Sam and hit him twice in the face before tossing him against a wall. Naruto noticed the demon knife and hurried over to collect it, only to be tackled outside the cafe by one of the demons. The two collided, but Naruto utilized the force to knock him down. He sprang to his feet, kicked the monster in the face, and dashed back inside the cafe, grabbed the knife off the floor. Naruto kicked a demon in the face one more time before grabbing the knife and cutting it clean through his head in a terrible crunch. Before dying, the demon's eyes flared orange, and he pulled the sword out. When he saw the other two demons around Sam, he hurried over and stabbed one in the back, causing it to scream in agony before slamming its skull against the counter. The remaining demon turned to face him, only for Naruto to plunge the knife into his brow and kill him. Sam exhaled a sigh of satisfaction as he saw the demons defeated. "Are you okay?" Naruto inquired, reaching out his hand and helping Sam to his feet. "Yeah, I'm fine," Sam said, pulling the demon knife from the dead demon's forehead. "Nice work." "Thank you. Those demons are jerks," Naruto laughed. "What about the other one? Abaddon?" "We have to find Dean," Sam and Naruto said as they hurried out of the diner and into town, where they spotted Abaddon bringing Dean to his knees. Naruto decided to act as she lifted her hand to remove the anti-possession tattoo on his chest. He accelerated ahead and shoulder-checked Abaddon, sending her flying through the window of an ancient shop. As Sam approached to assist Dean, he gripped his hand in anguish. As Sam and Dean were still reeling from what had just occurred, Naruto picked up the angel blade from the ground and twisted it in his fingers. Dean said, "Tell me you saw that." "Yeah, I did. What do you think, Angel?" Sam inquired. "Yeah, I don't know many angels who flicker with lightning," Dean said as Abaddon emerged from the debris, an unpleasant expression on her face. "That wasn't very nice. Do you treat all your women like that?" she thought. "No, I'm actually a nice boyfriend. I've never hit a woman, but since you're not actually human, I made an exception," Naruto said. "And, FYI, punk rock died out in the 1990s, but you're a demon, so what do you know?" "Oh, you're funny. I like you," she murmured as she examined him. "And something different about you. You're not like any other human." When Naruto said that, Sam and Dean stared at her strangely. "Well, my mother always thought I was special, but you have no idea, lady. Are you going to give up or will this get out of hand?" "Oh baby. You have no idea how out of hand I can make this." Abaddon flicked her eyelids black. She charged forward, only for Naruto to supercharge the angel blade and slash her in the heart. Despite the fact that she was wearing a Kevlar vest, he hurled it with such power and speed that it pierced through it. Before she slumped back, her eyes and torso flared orange like other demons. Dean exclaimed, "Huh. Well, that was easy," Naruto said, as the brothers couldn't believe it was all done. "So, can we please get some food and get the hell out of here?" "Sounds good to me," Dean replied as they walked out of town, but they weren't more than 2 feet away when they heard a cry of agony and a scramble of feet. Sam and Dean turned and quickly assumed worried expressions. "She's back on her feet, isn't she?" Naruto inquired, to which they all nodded. "It's fantastic." Naruto turned to see Abaddon rise to her feet and withdraw the angel sword from her breast. "That wasn't nice at all," she said as she dropped the blade to the ground. He didn't need to see her face to know she was furious. "Yeah, well, considering how evil you are, it's the pot calling the kettle." Naruto started running around everyone in a circle at super speed, blurring. Dean, Sam, and Abaddon struggled to keep track of him since he was nothing more than a blur and a flash of scarlet and white lightning. He came to a halt and thrust out his right arm, releasing a bolt of lightning. It slammed into Abaddon like a home run baseball, sending her flying. Dean inquired, "How the hell did you do that?" "My mother always said I was special." Naruto smiled as he took up the angel sword. "Can we please get out of here before she returns?" As a vehicle engine could be heard, Sam commented, "Sounds like a good idea." They went over and saw Tracy driving the Impala. "Hey, you guys okay?" she inquired. "Yeah, we're good," Sam responded as Dean and Sam took the front seats while Naruto and Tracy took the rear seats and exited quickly. They drove Tracy back to where her vehicle was last seen, and she thanked them for their assistance. When she was gone, Sam and Dead decided to confront their new issue, Naruto. They stopped for gas and a restroom break at a petrol station. Naruto went inside to get something to eat and drink, leaving Sam and Dean to converse beside the petrol pump. Okay, so what the hell is he? I mean, Angel? Dean inquired. Not a bad idea, he took out those 3 demons like it was nothing, Sam said. Or maybe you just stink, Dean remarked, drawing a glare from Sam. Well, if he's an angel, he's the most well-adjusted angel we've ever met. Remember Cass? Even after all that time on Earth, the guy still can't act somewhat normal. Perhaps he's not an angel, but a hunter? Sam wondered. Dean inquired. A hunter who can move in the blink of an eye and channel lightning in his hands. Perhaps a witch. It could be something like with James Frampton. A hunter who uses magic to hunt, Sam said, and it made sense. Sure, and it would explain how he knew about demons, shifters, and werewolves, but seriously, man, what the hell? Dean said. It's not magic, they exclaimed as they turned to see Naruto standing nearby with several packs of beef jerky, a huge bag of hot Cheetos, and a bag of Gatorade. What I can do is not magic, but science fiction, but science nonetheless. Beef jerky? Dean grabbed for one, but Sam stopped him. I'm sorry, it's Sam struggled to find the words, but Naruto stopped him. It's fine, Sam, I get it. Some random guy shows up to help your friends, and after everything that happened, you're skeptical. Believe me, I get it, but you guys can relax. I'm not a demon, angel, shifter, vampire, werewolf, or leviathan, Naruto stated. Dean said, how do you know about all of that? Easy, from you guys. I'm from a parallel Earth, and you guys, or more importantly, Sam and Dean Winchester, are characters from a TV show called Supernatural. Naruto took out his phone and played a clip from Season 3 Episode 13 Ghostfacers, his particular favorite. Sam and Dean were guiding the Ghostfacers team around the spooky mansion. Son of a bitch, Dean grumbled. That's what I thought when I saw you guys. It's like when Balthazar sends you guys to that parallel Earth where you guys are a TV show and you spend your time as the actors who play you guys. Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki, Naruto added. Dean responded, don't remind me. Alright, if all of that is true and you're from a bizarro Earth, how did you get here? That depends on whether or not you guys have superheroes on this planet. Does the name The Flash mean anything to you guys? Naruto said, and Sam understood what he meant. So, do you mean you're the Flash? Sam inquired. No, I'm not the Flash. I go by Impulse. I'm a speedster from Earth 1, and I opened a breach to get to this Earth. Naruto held out his flash ring, and his Impulse outfit materialized on the hood of the Impala. See? I don't believe it, Dean muttered as he grabbed the garment in his hands and touched it. Allow me to explain. Naruto then explained into detail about how he arrived on this planet and how he was a speedster from another planet, as well as describing the multiverse. It took approximately 10 minutes of dumbing it down for them to comprehend it. Sam was more knowledgeable with the Flash and DC Comics than Dean, and he was aware of the Flash's ability to leap between worlds. But since they were familiar with the concept of traveling to other planets, they picked up on it quickly. Of all the things I expected to encounter on the job, this was not one of them, Dean reflected. Dean, can I have my suit back? Naruto said, and Dean remembered he was still wearing the Impulse suit, so he returned it. Naruto placed the ring on the sign, causing it to shrink back in. Dean refocused after saying, awesome. Okay, so taking all of that into consideration, and assuming you're telling the truth, which is a big if. How the hell did you end up here? I wound up here on my way back to my Earth. Traveling through the multiverse isn't easy, and this is the 4th time I've overshot my Earth, Naruto revealed, leading Dean to giggle. I'm glad you think that's funny. How about you get struck by lightning and try multidimensional travel to see how easy you find it? Dean said, sorry. So, we're a TV show on your planet? Sam inquired. Yeah, longest-running fantasy series, so there's that, Naruto answered, but the supernatural is pretty much non-existent on my planet. It's a good thing it's you guys and you've been through some weird stuff, because explaining this to every Earth I visit has gotten rather tedious. So, you've watched our show? Everything about our lives? Dean inquired, perplexed. Not exactly. My girlfriend, Linda Park, is obsessed with you guys. Naruto pulled out his phone and showed them a picture. Wow, you're lucky, Dean said. Thank you, I'm lucky, though I'm glad she's not here because she'd be all over Sam, Naruto remarked, drawing strange stares from both of them. You, along with Chris Evans and Cara Delevingne, are on her freebie list. Granted, it's the actor who plays you, but I don't think she'd make that distinction if she were here now. What about me? Dean asks, smirking, only for Naruto to shake his head, leading Sam to laugh. Anyway, after a bet gone wrong, she forced me to watch Supernatural from the beginning with her. We were somewhere in the middle of your whole sealing the gates of hell and finding the Men of Letters bunker when I got blasted from my Earth, Naruto said, causing Sam and Dean to look at each other strangely. But it's not bad television, but knowing you guys are real now. Wow, you guys have been through a lot. You don't have to tell us twice, Dean said. But you guys are heroes. You've saved countless people in your world more than once. You have my utmost respect, Naruto stated before throwing out some beef jerky to Dean. So, other than the Night of Hell being back, what's going on? I thought you guys cut her head off. We did, Sam said, but she's back now, and she's the least of our problems. How is bringing back a Night of Hell the least of your problems? Naruto inquired. Dean said, because there's a bigger one. All of heaven's angels have fallen. Okay, that's a bigger problem, Naruto conceded, so, how can I help? Excuse me. Dean inquired. I don't know if you noticed, but I saved both of you back there by killing 3 demons, and if that angel blade had worked, I would have killed Abaddon. Plus, I know a lot of what you guys know and I can actually handle myself. I don't have angels and demons, but I've tangled with a giant telepathic gorilla, an evil speedster from the future, and a whole litter of other metahumans. As Sam glanced at Dean, he responded, fine by me. What? Dude, we've got a fast superhero from another planet, and with everything we're up against, we need the help. Sam nodded, all right. Okay, let's get out of here, Dean remarked as they climbed into the Impala and drove to the bunker. Letters bunker men Lebanon, Kansas. They took some time to come, but they did. Kevin. Kevin? Sam exclaimed, but there was no answer. Dean and Sam immediately rushed down the corridor to the demon jail where they found Crowley, still bound but battered half to death. Dean inquired, who worked you over? Crowley said, Martin Hayward and Brandon Favors. They did this to you? Sam inquired. No, they're demons. You asked for names, and I'm giving them to you, Crowley said. They're underachievers, spike them, and you'll be doing me a favor. Wow, you break easily, Dean said. Please. Your little plan to have me stew in my own delicious juices, pathetic. You want intel. I want things too. Maybe we can come to some kind of arrangement. Quid pro quo, gentlemen. So, these are freebies? Sam inquired. Not at all, Crowley responded. You can consider them fair trade for the enjoyment Kevin gave me. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Dean wondered. He's my new favorite toy. Wind him up and watch him go, Crowley smiled. You check the names, I'll check the kid, Dean stated as he and Sam walked away. Dean saw Kevin stroll by with a rucksack as they returned to the main lobby, where Naruto was still waiting. Where do you think you're going? Hey, whoa, come on, talk to me. You can't keep me here any longer, I'm leaving, Kevin said. Like hell. Man, we told you not to talk to Crowley, okay? He messes with your head, Dean reminded him. He said my mother is still alive, and Crowley said if I let him go, he'd give her to me, Kevin said. And you believe him? Dean believed Kevin was crazy. Kevin pointed out, he's still in there, isn't he? Crowley is lying, Dean said. And what if he's not? Kevin inquired. Well, if she's alive, she's dead. In every way that matters, Kevin. I'm sorry. I know you're dying to bolt, man. I get it. But out that door, it's demons and angels, and they'd all love to get their hands on a prophet, so even with Crowley here, this is still the safest place for you. It just is, and we need you, man. Kevin said, because I'm useful, because you're family. After all the crap we've been through, after all the good that you've done. Man, if you don't think that we would die for you, I don't know what to tell you. Because you, me, Sam, and Cass, we're all we've got. Dean said. Kevin was put through an emotional ringer before deciding to remain. Wow, that's Kevin. Geez, he's been through a lot, Naruto observed. Yeah, you have no idea. Look, I'm sorry, but this is the bunker. Make yourself at home, Dean said. You're really okay with letting me stay here? Naruto inquired. You saved Sam and my ass. You're good in my book, Dean said, nodding as he walked away. Naruto made a quick tour of the bunker and found a spare room to store his belongings before deciding how to assist Sam and Dean. Maybe he might help Kevin discover his mother or at the very least offer him closure. Crowley was a cunning demon who always took advantage of a golden chance, and a prophet's mother was the ultimate opportunity. If he ever got his hands on Kevin, surely someone as cunning as him would keep her alive. If she was anywhere on Earth, he could locate her. And he just had a very clever or very terrible thought. Naruto soon found himself in an old filing room, which housed the demon jail. He switched on the lights and saw Crowley for himself. Crowley smiled and said, "Hello there. I don't think we've met, but given your presence here, I can only assume you're friends with Moose and not Moose." "Fair assumption," Naruto replied as he stepped past Crowley, who was bound. "So you're Crowley, king of the Crossroads and then king of Hell, the demon who outwitted Lucifer, Raphael, Castiel, Leviathans, and Winchesters." Crowley chuckled. "Oh, now you're just flirting." Naruto said, "I honestly thought you'd be taller. But that's just nitpicking. How did you end up here? It's hard to believe that the king of Hell would be kidnapped by the Winchesters." "A momentary lapse in judgment, but you're welcome to let me go," Crowley said. "Yeah, right. I do that, and then you kill me. I'm not a moron," Naruto said. "No, you're not. You're playing yourself quite well," Crowley said, calm, collected, and with a shinier disposition than the flannel-clad monkey boys. "So, what can I do for you?" "Honestly, after everything I'd heard about you, I just wanted to meet you in person," he said, putting up a front to fool Crowley. He knew a lot about Crowley because to his strong memory and binge-watching the program with Linda. "I've seen your average demons and even the devil himself, but something about you is rather unique. I mean, you became king of Hell and outsmarted the devil himself, then you outplayed the Leviathans, and you've outsmarted Sam and Dean on numerous occasions." "Oh, no, you're getting me all wet inside. I'm always happy to meet a fan," Crowley smirked. "I have to ask, is Hell really all that bad? I mean, you hear stories and demons complain all the time, but is it really as bad as they make it out to be, or do they just fluff it up for aesthetics?" Naruto wondered. Crowley said, "Oh, it's not so bad if you don't mind endless torture and torment." Naruto said, "So like the DMV." "Exactly. All those demons with their threats of ripping off limbs and such. The truest form of torture is in subtlety. No one has a flair for the dramatic," Crowley said. "But, you do." Crowley said, "Exactly. I must say, this has been a wonderful conversation. Do you think you'd let me out so we could continue it elsewhere?" No, sorry, but I do come bearing a gift," Naruto said, taking a swig from his flask. .20-year-old single malt scotch. Would you like a taste?" Crowley said as Naruto put some into his lips. "By all means." Not too bad. I enjoy the finer things in life. After all, I'm rich, so it comes with the territory," Naruto quipped. "I don't imagine you get good booze in Hell." "No, you don't," Crowley said. "I'll give humanity one thing, they know good booze when it counts." "I agree. My personal favorite, 1962 Dalmore whiskey," Naruto replied, and Crowley nodded. "Not bad, but a little amateur. Craig, at least 30 years old. That's worth it," Crowley said. "Fair enough, Crowley. We had a nice conversation, but I don't suppose you're willing to tell me if Mrs. Tran is really alive?" Naruto inquired. "Oh, she is. I was telling Kevin the truth." Crowley paused in mid-sentence and started to laugh. "I mean, she's alive, she's..." Crowley then started coughing up a fit, spitting up blood, and suffering from a severe headache. So it's taking effect now. "I don't know how much longer I'll have, so I'll have to hurry this up," Naruto stated, snapping to catch Crowley's attention. "Is she still alive, Crowley?" Yes." Crowley gritted his teeth and tried to stop himself from saying it, but he couldn't because lying made something burn in his skull. "What exactly did you do to me?" "Oh, I just fed you a little truth serum. The scotch we drank. I laced it with truth serum of my own design. Makes everything else out there look like kitty change, to be honest, because it's actually not a serum but nanobots. I designed it on Earth too and put it in my bag along with a bunch of other things. You never know when you might need it. You see, the nanobots latch onto your bloodstream and make their way to your prefrontal cortex. You know, the part of your brain that's responsible for all executive behavior, like deciding to tell a lie or the truth. From there, electrical impulses help stimulate the prefrontal cortex and force an individual to tell the truth. Now, I figured they wouldn't work on a demon, but considering you're using this body as a host, then that means that brain is ticking. It just needed some additional help, which came in the form of some holy water. That burning sensation you're feeling is the nanobots releasing holy water into your brain when it senses you're not telling the truth. Granted, it's very minuscule amounts of holy water, like the size of a blood vessel, but applied directly to a demon's brain, well, I can only imagine the pain. You bastard. Crowley chastised him, prompting Naruto to click a button on his watch, triggering additional nanobots to discharge holy water and forcing him to scream in agony. Come on, Crowley, focus. Where are you keeping Mrs. Tran? Where on earth? Naruto inquired. She's with the others. Crowley tried but couldn't stop himself from lying. Others who? Come on, Crowley, yelled Naruto. The others, I've taken. Leverage. Crowley clenched his teeth as blood poured from his nostrils. Alright, leverage, but where? Crowley, give me a location. Storage. Crowley gritted his teeth and came to a halt. Storage? Do you have them in storage? He inquired. Crowley choked up more blood before looking at Naruto, his eyes flashing crimson. Naruto looked at his smartwatch and saw that his nanobots had depleted all of the holy water. Well, that worked for a while, thanks again, Crowley. I'm gonna gut you when I get out of here, I can promise you that. Everyone you've ever cared about, everyone you've ever loved, their deaths will seem like mercy compared to what I'll do to you, Crowley warned, but Naruto wasn't scared. Good luck with Lucky the Leprechaun, Naruto remarked as he closed the door and returned to the room Sam and Dean had given him. It's time to track out Mrs. Tran. XXXXX line break. Sam awoke at 8 a.m. the following morning, eager to begin his day. He had a little nap but felt fantastic. He massaged his eyes as he proceeded to the kitchen to smell freshly prepared coffee and breakfast. He saw a breakfast buffet set up on the kitchen counter, complete with everything from pancakes and waffles to bacon and sausage. That's when he saw Naruto, who was hard at work on a laptop, with Kevin seated across from him, eating an omelet. Good morning, Sam. Breakfast and freshly brewed coffee are ready. Thank you, Sam said as he strolled over to pour himself a cup of coffee and survey the spread. Where did you get all of this? I made it. Had to run to the store to get most of it because you guys were running low, Naruto said. You bought this at 8 o'clock in the morning? Sam asked. Naruto said, not on the East Coast. Do you want something else? Do you want something else? I make a mean omelet. Do the omelet, Sam. Trust me, it's worth it, Kevin said as he ate some. Maybe later, Sam said, taking a strawberry. How did you pay for all of this? With this, Naruto said, holding out a credit card and handing it to Sam. This is one of ours, Sam stated as he examined it. Yeah, but I tweaked it, and that thing is now limitless. No more credit card scams or hustling, that's your golden meal ticket, Naruto said. How the hell did you pull that off? Sam inquired. Naruto stated, hacking skills combined with dummy accounts of various financial industries and some minor hacking into offshore Cayman Island accounts of the rich and horrible. Trust me, no one can find that card. Thank you. Sam couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. What can't you believe? Dean said as he entered the kitchen and saw the buffet waiting for him. Oh, my god. Morning. Breakfast is over there, Naruto remarked, sipping his coffee and concentrating on his task. Thank you, Dean said as he went over and started heaping it up till it was overflowing. You made all of this? Yeah, I figured it's the least I could do for you guys for letting me stay here, and besides, I need to eat a lot given my metabolism, Naruto said. I also stocked you guys up. You're good on perishables for about 2 weeks, and you're good on non-perishables for about a few months. Dean went over to the pantry and noticed that it was fully filled. Dean commented as he ate a slice of bacon, awesome. Sam handed out a credit card and said, and Naruto's also made this for us. No more credit card scams, hustling, or stealing. No way, Dean said, taking it to examine it. Seriously? Seriously, trust me, not even the best hackers in the world can track that thing down. You could go on a spending spree at a 5-star steakhouse and leave a hefty tip and raise no red flags, Naruto said. Dean commented as he went to get a cup of coffee, awesome. I know what we're doing tonight. How did you manage to do all of this? It's not that difficult with super speed, and I like to keep myself busy, plus I've got something else I'm working on for Kevin, Naruto said. What's that? Dean inquired. Finding my mother, Kevin said, drawing a glance from Sam and Dean. Look, Kevin, no, Dean, she's alive, okay. Naruto found out, Kevin said. How did you find out? Sam inquired. Naruto said, without glancing up from his laptop, I talked to Crowley. You talked to Crowley, and if you know anything about our lives, you know that nothing he says can be taken at face value, Dean said as he and Sam sat at the table. Yeah, that crossed my mind, which is why I used this, Naruto said as he gave him his flask and continued working. Dean examined it before uncapping it and sniffing it. Whiskey? Dean inquired. Scotch, Naruto said, but I wouldn't drink it unless you want holy water pouring out of your eyeballs. Sorry, what? Dean inquired. The scotch in that flask is injected with a truth serum of my own design. Well, not really a truth serum, but hundreds of nanobots with microscopic amounts of holy water. When Crowley drank it, they attached to the prefrontal cortex of his brain. Now, I know he's a demon, but I figured he's controlling everything of that body including the brain, so the nanobots latch onto the cortex and release electrical. Basically, Crowley told me the truth because he was getting a holy water brainwash, and believe me, he was telling the truth. Cursed me out after I left. Dean mumbled, yeah, that's Crowley. Look, whether you're a superhero or not, that was stupid, crazy, idiotic, and pretty much every other bad word there is. What if something bad happened? It didn't, trust me, I was fine. He didn't give me much, but he did say that Mrs. Tran is alive and well, and by the way, he calls you guys moose and not moose. Naruto laughed. Another reason for me to kill him. What did you find? Dean inquired. He has her hidden in some kind of storage unit with other people he has as leverage, Naruto said. Leverage? For what? Sam inquired. Blackmail, extortion, keeping his human puppets in line like, say, a prophet, offered Naruto. Take your pick. Okay, makes some sense, but there's not much to go on. Dean broke up some pancakes and placed them in his mouth, eating rather strangely, as was his custom. Naruto merely looked at him, amused. Wow, you eat weird, Naruto said, drawing a pained expression from Dean. Sam glanced at his brother and indicated to his lip, where a piece of bacon had been lodged. Anyway, it wasn't much, but it was enough to get me started on something. Check this out. Naruto turned his laptop around to show them the sophisticated search pattern algorithm and face recognition software that was operating on it. What is this? Sam pondered, peering at the laptop to see what Naruto was up to. I'm currently tapped into all local, federal, and even international databases running search algorithms and pattern recognition for anything unusual, Naruto stated. Yeah, I didn't get any of that, Dean said, taking a chunk of breakfast sausage. Right. I have the computer going through all records for storage warehouses and anything like that to find anything out of the ordinary. If Crowley is keeping her on Earth, then there's a paper trail I can find, and once I find the ones that are flimsy or unusual, I can narrow that down even further with facial recognition on Mrs. Tran and Crowley. With leverage like Mrs. Tran, I figure he'd be there himself. Naruto explained. It's narrowing down a list of 400 potential suspects even further. When the laptop beeped, Dean laughed. Damn, and I thought you were a nerd, Sam. What happened? Did it break? No, I think I found a lead, Naruto said, digging a bit more into the pattern the computer discovered. What is it? Sam inquired. It's Wichita, Kansas. The pattern discovered some irregular electrical storms and some cattle deaths nearby that aren't consistent with the usual pattern of the local area. My facial recognition software did get 90% matches on Crowley showing up around town a few times, Naruto said. There are 3 storage facilities there, Cube Smart, Extra Space Storage, and Castle Storage. Please wait while I look through their records. You think you can do that? Dean inquired. Yeah, if these companies keep digital records. 1 second. Naruto performed another rapid search in Hack. Okay, Cube Smart and Extra Space Storage are coming up empty, just your average locals. Huh? Good or bad, huh? Sam inquired. And I'm not sure, huh? Looks like Castle Storage keeps most of their records in physical form. I can't find any digital copies, which is a huge red flag for a company in this day and age, Naruto said. They've got something to hide, Dean said. I still think this is it, Naruto said as Sam and Dean exchanged glances. Sam said, we've hunted on less. Alright, give me a second and we'll get started, Dean said. I'll be there as well, Kevin responded. Dean informed him, no way. Not gonna happen. We don't know what we're up against, but if things go wrong, we're not going to let you kill yourself. Dean, it's my mother, Kevin said. I know, and if she's there, we'll bring her back, I swear, Dean promised. I'll go with them, Kevin. Find her, and if she's there, we'll bring her back, Naruto said. Thank you. Kevin said. Sam and Dean washed and changed into fresh clothing. Naruto was waiting for them at the main entrance, checking up information on his phone, when he saw Dean and Sam enter with a bag of supplies. "Alright, so, what's the game?" Naruto inquired. "Well, if the records are on paper, we'll have to go to the storage facility and get them ourselves," Sam said. "Yeah, it's a few hours away, so we should get going," Dean said. "Or we could take a faster route," said Naruto. Sam inquired, "Can you do that with us?" "Yeah, I've carried 2 people before, and it'll make this a lot easier," Naruto said. "Alright, fine," Dean said as Naruto grasped each of their shoulders. "Okay, hold your breath and keep your head steady," Naruto said as he channeled his speed and hurried them both out of the bunker. Kansas City, Wichita. A few seconds later, a lightning blur emerged in an alley, followed by Naruto and Sam and Dean. Naruto was alright, but Sam and Dean wobbled as a result of the severe whiplash. While Dean puked and doubled over, Sam gripped the wall for support. "Yeah, I probably should have mentioned the whiplash and vertigo," Naruto replied as Dean puked again. "You think?" Dean wiped his brow and stared at him. "We will never, ever do that again." "Fair enough," Naruto said, just as Sam regained his center and rose to his feet. "Alright, let's go," Sam replied as they approached castle storage. "How much do you want to wager that we're dealing with a 5 feet 5 inches pasty white man wearing black-rimmed hipster glasses?" "Nailed it," Dean said as they strolled inside castle storage and rang the bell. Up came a man from the office, just as Dean described him. "Can I help you?" the man said as he left the office and approached the counter. "Yeah. Agents Nix and McVee." Dean and Sam presented their phony FBI credentials. "We need to check at your rental records." "My manager isn't here. I don't believe I should." "Hey, the records, pal," Dean said. "Yeah. Barry, get out your rental binder." The person yelled, and out stepped another guy with a binder who looked exactly identical to him. "There you go, sir." Dean and Sam started going through the records while Naruto walked over to the map of storage units for the place and started thinking about how someone like Crowley would hide people. Most of the units were together in rows or in close proximity to one another, making hiding a person inside difficult, but that didn't mean it wasn't possible. One of the floors had 3 adjacent units separate from the rest, which was a good place. 3 heat signatures were detected by my scanner there. 3 individuals. "Yeah," Dean said as he glanced through the book, finding the register. "All good. Everything is rented by the same person, a D. Webster." "How about D. Webster?" "What do you mean, like Daniel Webster?" Sam inquired. Dean said, "Well, I know a lame Crowley in joke when I see one." "You too say D. Webster?" the clerk inquired. "Yeah, do you know who he is?" Naruto inquired. "Not to my knowledge. I only know his name because of the documents. One of his associates is leasing another unit on the other end of the facility," the clerk stated, eliciting a look of intrigue from Sam and Dean. "I can take you there if you want." "That'd be fantastic," Dean remarked, nodding and going to the office to collect his keys as Dean glanced at Sam and Naruto. "All right, you two take corridor Q and get them out of there. I'm going to go with, Del the funky homo sapien." Dean exited via one of the doors, leaving Naruto and Sam behind. "He's not as funny as my girlfriend makes him out to be," Naruto said. "True," Sam replied as the two made their way to corridor Q. There was no one around, so they didn't have to worry about anyone eavesdropping, but the large storage units could only be opened by a key. They decided to start with the one at the end, and after Sam picked the lock which opened the shutter, they saw Ms. Tran gagged and huddled against the back wall. "Tran. Madam Tran. Hello, this is me. It's Sam calling. This is Sam." She cowered in terror, but suddenly recognized him. "Sam," she said. She honestly believed she was dreaming when Sam picked the lock on the chains that were confining her. "We have to get out of here before it comes back. Is Kevin there?" "No, he's safe," Sam told her as the shutter closed, trapping them in, and he and Naruto attempted to release it, but it was locked, revealing the camera within the machine. "Hold on," Naruto said, walking up to the keypad near the entrance and quickly going through every conceivable combination. "What are you up to?" Sam inquired as he worked on removing Ms. Tran's shackles. "Trying every possible combination." Naruto continued going, using his super speed and wits to go through all the available combinations until he found one and the shutter door opened. Bingo. "We need to find something, Dean," Sam remarked. "I'll go get him." Naruto raced down the corridor to the other end of the facility. using his scanner to find Dean's heat signature and finding it locked behind another storage unit which he forced open. He saw Dean on the ground with his hands tied to a shelf behind him while the clerk held a knife to his throat. Naruto opening the shutters was enough of a distraction, allowing Dean to kick the clerk back. "Yeah, I'm fine," Dean said as Naruto took up the knife and cut him free. "Tran? She's okay. We got her," Naruto stated before staring down at the cashier. "But what about him?" Dean informed him, "I think Ms. Tran deserves to deal with him." Sam arrived with a set of warded handcuffs, and they shackled him. Naruto proceeded to liberate the other hostages and call the authorities while Dean and Sam dealt with the clerk demon. "Go ahead and do it. Kill me," the devil said, holding the demon dagger. "No, we're saving you for someone else," Sam said. The devil merely wanted Sam to giggle when he said, "Crowley." "Much worse," Sam said, holding out the knife as Mrs. Tran entered and stared angrily at the creature. "Do the honors, Ms. Tran," Dean replied, taking the knife. "With great pleasure. Hello, woman. I vow to you. I was simply following ord." The demon was stopped off as Ms. Tran thrust the demon knife into his stomach, causing him to flash with orange energy before pulling it out and killing him. "Now, take me to my son," she said as she walked away from the Winchesters. The police soon arrived and discovered 2 dead clerks and 2 people held captive in storage units. Needless to say, they had a lot of questions, but the other 2 hostages were safe, which was a good thing. Naruto super sped them back to the bunker despite Dean's protests, and besides some vertigo and motion sickness, it was the right thing to do. "Did you find her?" Kevin inquired. "We did. She's alive," Dean informed him. "We just wanted to give you a heads up so you could prepare." Mrs. Tran walked down the stairs into the bunker and saw her son. "Kevin." She cried tears of joy before rushing over and the 2 hugged. Dean, Sam, and Naruto left to give the mother and son some time together and to rub it in Crowley's face. They opened the door to Crowley's prison and turned on the lights, causing the king of the crossroads to squint as he adjusted to the light. "Hiya. Lucky the leprechaun," Naruto said as he saw the terrible stare he was receiving. "Oh, you seem sad." "Dean, does he seem upset?" Dean answered with a smile, "Very much so. You know, I was hoping for a respectful grin for how I deceived you for the information. I figured you'd appreciate that," Naruto pointed out. "Game recognizes game." "What exactly is this? Have you come here to brag?" Crowley inquired. Naruto grinned as he said, "A little bit, yeah. Crowley, we found her. Her, as well as the other people you were holding hostage," Sam said. "You know, Crowley, I thought you were a scumbag and a jerk, but locking innocent people away in storage lockers with a demon geek looking over them? Phew, still feels good," Dean questioned, smacking Crowley across the face. "So, what now? Have you come to murder me?" "I can respond because if you were intended to murder me, you would have already done it. I'd say you'd intend to torment me, but I doubt even you lads would do anything so little. So what? What do Moose and not Moose have in store for me?" Crowley inquired. Dean groaned and pulled out his lighter, saying, "How about I get some holy oil and fry myself a king of hell?" "Dean, take it easy. Besides, even if he manages to escape, he'll be back in handcuffs before he can even get to the door," Naruto observed. "Oh, are we certain? You're not a normal human, aren't you?" Crowley questioned, eyeing Naruto up and down and sensing something strange. Sam and Dean turned to face Naruto, who was staring at Crowley with interest. "Well, my mother always did say I was special," he laughed, only for Crowley to study him up and down as a scientist would when evaluating a test subject. "You're not like these 2 simpletons. You have a distinct aura about you, and not like any witch, angel, demon, or monster I've encountered, and that says a lot," Crowley said before turning to stare at Sam and Dean. "Isn't that the kettle calling the pot black?" "You're right, I'm not normal," Naruto pointed out. "I'm not from this area." "Really?" Crowley inquired as Naruto raised his palm and started vibrating it at breakneck speed, making lightning to flash around him. "Really? So, when I said you'd be back in handcuffs before you could blink." Naruto supersped in front of Crowley in the blink of an eye, then supersped back to his former place. "I was speaking the truth." "Interesting," Crowley said. "You say you're not from around here, and I'm guessing you're not an old friend of the plaid-clad lumberjacks because they've never mentioned you before. I've never heard of a person with your skills, and given that you're not from around here, I'm guessing you're stranded." "Wow, aren't you the astute one? Isn't he clever?" Naruto asked. Dean said, "Like an Irish Sherlock Holmes." Crowley offered Naruto, I am the king of hell, the king of the crossroad demons. I can help you get home. I've done a lot and am capable of doing a lot more. With a simple contract, you'll be back home with your wife instead of hanging out with these two meatheads in no time. All for my immortal soul and being dragged to hell? Do I seem to be a moron? Do I look like an idiot, Sam? Naruto inquired. Not to me, Sam said. I'm sorry, Crowley, but anyone with half a brain knows that signing a deal with demons is a bad idea. I returned home for 10 years just to have one of your hellhounds rip me apart and drag my soul to hell. It's not going to happen. Besides, I doubt even your power will be able to bring me back home, Naruto said. No, Crowley, you're going to stay here in your cell and help Sam and Dean hunt down the demons you have on Earth. It's probably in your best interests. Why is that? Crowley inquired. Because the moment you're back out there, Abandon will have you in her sights. She's also stronger than you, Naruto pointed out. Not to mention, she's already gaining fans. Those demons we killed in town were happy to follow her lead, despite the fact that they were supposed to be your followers, Sam pointed out. So, Crowley, your demonic ass is staying here because if not, you're dead, Dean said. So, you're going to want to be as helpful as you can be or else, you're in trouble. We'll let that sink in for now, Crowley, Sam said as they all walked out of the room and turned down the lights to let the king of the crossroad demons wallow in his cell, sealing the door behind them. Dean mumbled with a large grin on his face, oh, that felt good. Do you believe Crowley will offer us anything? Sam was perplexed. He better hurry or I'll go all Guantanamo Bay on him, Dean said. Well, you can worry about that another time. Kevin regained custody of his mother, and we messed with Crowley. As Dean has said before, we take the win when we can, Naruto added. Dean patted Naruto on the back and remarked, that is true. If you guys want to get cleaned up or rest for a while, I have some dinner plans if that's okay, Naruto said. That sounds wonderful to me. Get to work, chef, Dean said as Naruto dashed down the hall to the kitchen. You do realize he's not our personal butler, Dean? He was reminded by Sam. I understand, but come on, guy. What we take minutes or hours to achieve, he can do in nanoseconds. I'm not as much a geek as you, but I know the Flash is lightning quick. I can imagine a lot of our scraps going differently if we had him on our side years ago, Dean pointed out. So, we should take advantage of a super-speed human who happens to know us and is on our side for as long as we can. Especially given the shitstorm we're having. The man saved your bacon against those demons, and if the angel sword had worked, Abaddon would have died and we'd have one more demon to deal with. It's kind of scary that the angel blade couldn't kill her, Sam observed, but we also need to be cautious. He's not from around here, and despite knowing about hunting and us, he's probably not wearing an anti-possession charm. What if one of those demons at the storage facility had possessed him or Abaddon? Good point, Dean conceded, and fortunately for us, we have a few spare charms lying around, don't we? Dean and Sam went to one of their rooms to retrieve something while Naruto was in the kitchen working on dinner. The kitchen itself was a blur of a super-speeding blur of crimson and white lightning along with the clatter of dishware and flinging of napkins all over the place. Honestly, it wasn't hard to say that a literal tornado was running through the place and you wouldn't be that far off. It smells nice in here, Kevin said. Thanks. Could you please assist me in setting up the table? How's your mom doing? Naruto said as he placed some napkins on the table, prompting Kevin to get some plates and cutlery. As well as can be expected, Kevin conceded, but she's doing better. I'm just glad she's okay. Thank you once again for saving her. You're very welcome. I do it for a living, Naruto said. I don't get paid for it, but it's not so bad. When I'm not rescuing the planet, I design, produce, build, and run a multi-million-dollar scientific firm. Seriously? Kevin inquired. Yeah. In my world, I'm kind of the new face of science and technology. Anyway, I figured with everything going on it's been a while since you've had a home-cooked meal so you're in for a treat, Naruto remarked, standing there and pondering for a minute. After about an hour, Naruto started putting the food on the kitchen counter while making some last-minute tweaks, and he brought out a tray from the oven, filling the kitchen and adjoining corridors with a lovely soy sauce glaze scent that attracted Dean, Sam, and Mrs. Tranover. Something smells good, Sam said as Dean approached Naruto, who was serving grilled eel over a dish of rice. What is it? Dean inquired. It's part of your dinner. Given how mobile you guys are and the locations you frequent, I felt you and Sam had extremely limited palates and food options, so I decided to be creative and prepare a treat. It's my father's renowned grilled eel over rice. Naruto served one dish, which everyone thought smelled excellent. Mrs. Tran said, "It smells wonderful." "It's eel," Dean replied, somewhat alarmed. "The most unusual dish they order is Chinese." "Yeah, I know it's a little unusual for those who haven't had it before, but trust me, once you've had it this way, you'll never want it any other way. I grilled and roasted it with my dad's secret soy sauce glaze and dubbed it kabayaki. When served over rice, it is known as unadon. It's a family dish he learned from my grandparents, who learned it from their parents, and Dad always made it for important occasions, and I believe this qualifies. Crowley is chained up like an animal, Mrs. Tran is safe and reunited with Kevin, and we saved those other two people," Naruto pointed out. "We celebrate the win when we can." "Sounds right to me," Sam said as Dean went over to the fridge and pulled out some beers, giving one to Sam, one to Naruto, one to Kevin, one to Mrs. Tran, and one to himself. "To the wins we get." Dean lifted his beer as everyone took a drink. Naruto plated the eel on a bed of rice and presented it to him with a fork. He paused before taking a bite and stopped for a moment before chewing. "That is amazing. I warned you. There's enough, plus I've also got some ramen." "Enjoy," Naruto said, and everyone ate their full. They had won, but there was still work to be done. XXXXX line break letters bunker men Lebanon, Kansas. Sam was the first one in the bunker to wake up because he went for a morning run while everyone else, especially Dean, was still sleeping. About 2 hours later, he returned to the bunker where he got a shower, cleaned up, and dressed after cleaning his room and making his bed. He put his red flannel shirt on and fixed his hair when he walked by Dean's room and heard loud snoring. "Assist yourself. The coffee is freshly brewed in the pot," Naruto said as he drank his cup and continued working. "Thank you," Sam said as he went over to pour himself a cup of coffee and get himself a plate. "You know, if you keep doing things like this, Dean is going to start calling you our butler." "When he does that, I scratch the car," Naruto observed, "and it's the least I can do for you and Dean letting me stay here until I leave. I realize it couldn't have been easy to put your faith in me, and I appreciate it." "When are you going to return home?" Sam was perplexed. "As soon as I figure out why I keep ending up on the wrong planet," Naruto said. "Is Dean still drunk on his bed?" Sam said, "Yeah, with a large garbage can next to him." "Oh, good, he didn't drown in his vomit," Naruto laughed. "That's what he gets for trying to see who could drink the most." "Can I guess you won?" Sam cracked a joke, and Naruto gave him a thumbs up. "I guess Dean didn't realize that my metabolism not only keeps me in shape and forces me to eat large amounts of food, but it also prevents me from getting drunk," Naruto said. "Anyway, while Dean sleeps that off, I've got something to show you. I was thinking of ways to help you and Dean in your hunting predicament, so I created this. Here." Naruto gave Sam the tablet so the younger Winchester could examine what seemed to be a digital library search feature. "What is this?" Sam inquired. "The Men of Letters bunker has a lot of information, and I imagine it can be difficult to find what you're looking for, so I sped through the entire bunker to read and catalog every single book, folder, and letter in this place. Then I scanned all that data and uploaded it into a digital framework that you can access on the tablet," Naruto explained, bringing up some search functions. "So, if you ever need information or lore on something, just type in some keywords, descriptions, or whatever else you know at the time, and this thing will direct you to the books, tomes, or files that correspond to what you put in." "Seriously?" Sam said, "there must be hundreds of thousands, if not a million, books and files in the bunker." 1,973,004, but yeah. Took me about 15 minutes to get through all of it. And of course, I've scanned digital copies for myself. My Earth doesn't really have the supernatural, at least not yet, but having this information could help. And it'll help you and Dean find stuff faster in this place," Naruto replied as Sam was a little surprised. "Wow, many thanks. Don't bring it up. There's some strange stuff in there. There was an entire report on some Men of Letters research into werewolf transgenderism, so really be specific with those searches," Naruto said. "Right," Sam said as he stood up and walked out from the kitchen. Naruto refilled his coffee cup with milk and sugar before taking another dish of eggs, sausage, and bread. When Sam returned with a charm necklace, he sat down and munched. "Here. Dean and I found this for you. It's an anti-possession charm. You know a lot about us, so this will keep you from being possessed by a demon, and given how much you irritated Abaddon, it might be a good idea." "Thank you." Naruto hung the charm around his neck, and although he wasn't a great fan of necklaces, If it kept him safe and possession-free, he was fine for it. He and Sam spoke over breakfast, and Naruto was able to pick Sam's brain about hunting and learn more. Mrs. Tran and Kevin were eating breakfast when Dean walked in wearing a bathrobe and looking like he went through the trash disposal. "Wow, you look like you got run over and eaten by dogs." "I hate you so much," Dean grumbled as he walked over to the coffee machine and poured himself a huge cup of coffee. "What happened to you?" Kevin said as Dean grabbed a huge quantity of bacon and placed it on his plate. "Never. Ever. Challenge Naruto to a drinking contest. You will lose," Dean muttered, plated eggs next to his bacon before heaping on the potatoes. Naruto stood up and reached inside the refrigerator for a little plastic water bottle. It was filled with a strange reddish-yellowish combination. "Drink this, it'll help you with your hangover." "What is that?" Sam inquired. "A hangover cure-all remedy. I stayed with this woman who runs a shelter, Tsunade. She's practically family and a bit of a drunk, and I've had to make her things to cure her hangovers. This is her custom one. Essentially, mixes all the known hangover home remedies into one for maximum effect. It's Korean pear juice, water, a banana, ginger juice, pickle juice, one raw egg, some hot sauce, and drink this quickly. If it tastes like ranch dressing, you're not drinking it quickly enough." Dean warned him, "I'm not drinking that." "Don't be a wimp. Trust me, it'll help you," Naruto said as he sat down with the others at the table. They all watched Dean consider whether or not to sip from the cup. "You've put stranger things in your body, Dean," Sam observed. Dean took a deep breath before taking the cup and gulping down the hangover-cured drink in one big gulp. He strained to swallow it and seemed to be about to vomit, but he managed to keep it down. "Ranch dressing? Do you feel any better?" Naruto said as Dean managed a faint grin as they heard gurgling from his stomach. "Oh God." Dean dashed out of the kitchen and into the restroom. "Wow, he's fast," Naruto grumbled. "I think he'll be fine." "Trust me, he's been through worse," Sam said as they continued to eat. Naruto and Sam completed the dishes about a half hour later, while Kevin and Mrs. Tran left to converse and have some time together someplace else in the bunker. "So, while Dean is busy in the bathroom, what's your next move? Do you just wait until you find a case and then leave?" Sam said, wiping a dish with a towel. "Pretty much. Not nearly as exciting as they make it on our TV show, is it?" I'm not one to complain," Naruto said. "So, what's next? Find Abaddon. Find the other fallen angels." If only it were that simple. The angels were difficult to find when they were angels, but now that they're here, things are going to get messy, Sam observed. "Do you think you can track them down?" Naruto paused for a few seconds before responding. "I think I might be able to come up with something. Can't Castiel assist you?" "I'm not sure how much help Cass will be. He's human now. Dean told him to come here, so hopefully he'll arrive soon and we'll be able to figure out our next move," Sam remarked. "Alright. How about we figure out where Castiel is and get him here before another angel finds him?" Naruto proposed, and Sam agreed. He and Sam obtained maps in order to calculate Castiel's landing zone and likely anticipated course. "Okay, so Dean told you that Castiel called him from a payphone in Longmont, Colorado. I did some rough estimates, and the circles here are how far he could have gotten from there," Naruto explained to Sam as Dean entered, clothed, cleaned up, and looking better. "How are you doing, Dean?" Dean said, drinking his coffee. "Yeah, after I barfed up my stomach and took a shower, I'm feeling peachy. What exactly are you two doing?" "We're trying to find Cass and determine how far he is from the bunker. The sooner he arrives, the sooner we can start working on finding the fallen angels," Sam added. "Ah, and it was your idea," Dean said. "Mine, in fact," Naruto responded. "But it's not going to be easy. I've already got my facial recognition software on the lookout for him, but your pictures of him aren't that great. No hits yet." Sam's computer beeped an alarm and displayed a coroner's report. "I got something. The same day he called Dean from Longmont, weird murder, same town. Cops said it was like the girl was blasted from the inside out." Dean declared, "Angel kill. Unless they got him, they might have just missed Cass." Sam clicked another alert and saw a news item about 2 priests who were brutally killed. "Do you have an Emery Park, Iowa, on the map?" Emery Park. Naruto scanned the map and discovered the town. "Yeah, it's just outside of Longmont." "All well, since 2 priests were slain yesterday. Torture causes the eyes to swell. They were impaled on posts," Sam said. "Torture?" Dean inquired. Naruto added, "Eyes blown eye sounds like angel smiting." Dean hypothesized, angels are looking for information. Man, if they get to him before we do. Sam nodded, yeah. Okay, I can get there faster than you two in the Impala. I'll go to the church and see if I can dig up a lead, Naruto proposed. I'll call if anything comes up, and please call me if you get another lead. Are you certain you can handle this on your own? Sam inquired. I'll be fine, I promise. If the angels have fallen, that implies they don't have their full strength, including teleportation, thus I'll have the edge in terms of speed. And I still have that angel blade if you guys let me take it, Naruto said, and they agreed. I'm not usually into improv, but I believe I'll be okay. For that, we have fake badges. Let me get you one. Dean left to get a fake FBI badge for Naruto to use. After printing out a picture of himself and inserting it into the badge, he sped out of the bunker and to Emery Park, Iowa. He also stopped at a nearby clothing store to pick up a Fed suit and a backpack to hold his clothes. Emery Park's St. Anne's Cathedral. When he got to the church, he saw several employees cleaning the yards, caring to plants, and cleaning up the blood following the death of the two priests. Can I assist you? He said. A worker inquired. Hello there. My name is Agent Fraley, and I'm looking for a person of interest who may have passed through here. Naruto produced his FBI credentials. About 5 feet 11 with a deep voice that was well-meaning yet weird. Yeah, I think I know who you're referring to. That sounds like Clarence, said the worker. Clarence? The church operates a homeless shelter in town, and we work here. We have to work for a living. Clarence stayed for a couple of nights and then had to leave, the worker said. And he left on the day the bodies were discovered? Naruto inquired. As a matter of fact, he said, those poor guys were a shambles. They must have gone through a lot, but at the very least, they're now with the angels. Perhaps, Naruto murmured, did Clarence happen to mention where he was going? Is there a specific town or anything like that? No, he just said he had to keep going, the worker said. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with me. Naruto pulled out his wallet and took out roughly $1,000, having hacked an ATM for some cash on the way. Here you go. Thank you. The worker smiled cheerfully and returned to work as Naruto walked out of the cathedral's garden, retrieved the rucksack he had left at the gate, and proceeded down the street, pulling out his phone to contact Sam and Dean in the bunker. You're on speaker, Naruto, Sam said. Did you find anything? Dean was perplexed. Yeah. I believe Castiel was present. Dude, by the way. Fraley, agent? Seriously? Should I have put on Kiss makeup? What's the deal with the rock band tributes? Why not simply use basic names like Smith, Parker, or Douglas? Back in the bunker, Dean sat on his chair, a bit guilty, while Sam chuckled. Anyway, I talked with one of the workers, and I believe he met Castiel. Clarence was a fictitious name he was employing. Isn't that what the demon Meg used to call him? Wow, man. Do you recall that? Are you sure it was your girlfriend who liked our show? If it was you, no judgment, but it's a little strange, Dean said with a smile on his face. Dude, I have a super genius brain. I remember things, Naruto said, which is kind of ironic. A previous angel with the name of a well-known angel. What? Dean inquired. It's a wonderful life, Sam said, and Dean just shrugged. Dude, seriously. He said Castiel left the morning they discovered the bodies, so they missed him. Did you get any new information? Naruto thought as he walked down the street and saw a nice-looking deli where he could grab a lunch. Yeah. I found another angel kill outside of Lafayette, Indiana, about a day's drive east of Emery Park. The body was discovered in a homeless camp with his insides barbecued, Sam said, but it wasn't a homeless guy. It was a Dayton pharmacist. So, an angel vessel on the hunt for Castiel. So, why don't you guys hit the road? I'll meet you at the police station in Lafayette, Naruto said. Got it. Dean hung up so he and Sam could get ready, and Naruto put his phone aside and headed to the deli, where he accidentally bumped into a small guy. Naruto brushed by him, saying, "Oh, sorry, it's all right," the man assured him as Naruto walked into the deli, his reflection visible in the deli's storefront glass. He was a rather unassuming man with his height, beard, and appearance, wearing some sneakers, jeans, a white t-shirt, and a green jacket on top, but there was something celestial about him. Granted, you would only know that if you were a celestial and he let you know. Carvel Edlund, or as he was really known as Chuck Shirley, watched Naruto waiting at the deli counter for his order of 6 sandwiches, bag of potato chips, and some bottles of water and soda. His facial expression seemed to indicate two contrasting mindsets. one of intrigue, curiosity, and slight amusement and the other of annoyance and anger. He raised his hands up and snapped his fingers but saw that Naruto was still there when time froze all around him. People were frozen mid-stride on the sidewalk, a dog was frozen mid-pee against a fire hydrant as its owner was posing for a selfie, birds were frozen in mid-flight and even a man was frozen mid-sneeze. Everything in the world was frozen except for him, even Naruto was frozen. Chuck walked around a bit, seeing the humans who were frozen in place and not moving. He walked over to one outdoor bistro and saw a waitress who had tripped and dropped her tray of plates and glasses. That's when he saw a man grab the plates in midair and place them back on the waitress's tray along with the glasses before fixing her posture so she recovered from her fall and nothing broke. He was wearing moccasins, some slacks, and a rather comfy-looking beige sweater. "Good day, God." Or, in this area of the universe, what are you calling yourself these days? Chuck? Oh, Italian roast. The guy inquired before grabbing an adjacent coffee cup from a man and taking a drink. "I like the name a lot. It's simple," Chuck said, as the guy turned around to expose himself as a tall dark-skinned man with a good beard on his face, a very short buzz cut, and a fairly relaxing and peaceful personality that made you feel comfortable but was also sort of terrifying. "One, and what are you calling yourself?" Chuck asked. "What about the presence? What about the voice? What about the hand?" "Is okay, God," God said. "Hello, God, isn't it been a long time?" Eons, if I recall correctly, since the beginning of time and all of existence was born into creation, and we shaped the universe, multiverse, heaven, hell, and earth, Chuck said. "It will simplify everything. In terms of the multiverse, would you mind explaining why one of the speedsters from Earth 1 appeared on my planet and starting interfering with my story?" God chuckled at the query. "Well, you know speedsters, always getting into mischief." "No, I don't because none of the Earths in my corner of the multiverse have a speedster, and I relegated them to fiction." "Do you understand why? Because they are inconvenient. For one thing, you incorporate the Speed Force. I have no clue why we developed it. They cause trouble, and they tend to mess with things that shouldn't be messed with, like time, reality, or the multiverse," Chuck said as the two sat down at an empty table at the bistro. He snapped his fingers and made a bottle of fancy whiskey, 2 cups, and a plate of buffalo wings surrounded by mini sliders appear on the table. "And the Winchesters don't do that," God said, taking a drink of whiskey. "Fair enough, but they don't have superpowers to get them out of trouble when they do it. It's more entertaining this way," Chuck remarked. "Seriously, what is a speedster doing on my planet?" Something went wrong on Earth 1. A black hole came up from a Speed Force portal into time and almost devastated the world before collapsing, knocking him to another Earth and creating a transdimensional quantum energy barrier around his home dimension, preventing him from going home. At least not via the techniques he's now using. He'll have to pass through one of the newly created gaps connecting Earth 2 and Earth 1. If he continues like he is, he will just bounce off the energy barrier and enter another world in the multiverse. It's been rather hilarious, God observed. 2. I'm certain, and watching him has been entertaining, but he's interfering with my story. I know he's from your planet, but he's messing with mine, so I'm fine with getting rid of him, Chuck said to his counterpart. Let's not be too quick. He still has a role to play. Besides, he'll be leaving this planet soon enough. Naruto is never around for too long. We can fast forward things and tweak them so that you're comfortable, God said, and Chuck appeared to agree. Fair enough. Both Chuck and God snapped their fingers, and everything around them began to warp. They were essentially rewriting reality and adjusting how things were going to play out, and no one was the wiser. They fast-forwarded time and downplayed Naruto's importance in the next series of events involving Castiel. They essentially placed a sort of memory haze on him, Sam, and Dean to explain why Naruto wasn't there to help. Naruto was busy tracking down another lead when he was ambushed by 2 angels and then 6 demons who were ordered by Abaddon to track him down and make him pay. Granted, that never happened, but they essentially made it real, and he told Sam and Dean that he was busy and would catsy. Chuck and God skipped time 2 days, so Naruto and Sam were in the bunker doing some research on the giant map table thing in the bunker while Dean was almost back from dropping Kevin and Mrs. Tran off at a motel, and Chuck was pleased with how things turned out. Chuck remarked, "This should work. A few more steps and Naruto should be on his way back home. Believe me, I've seen how this plays out, and he knows he won't be here much longer," God said. "Well, then, we're good," Chuck replied as the two snapped their fingers and were gone, time resuming as normal. Naruto and Sam were sitting at the table doing work. Dean was on his way back, and no one was the wiser for any strange or divine intervention that changed anything. If only they had known. To be continued.
That's it for this podcast and for listening to this video. I hope you did enjoy this part of the story, and if you did, like, share and subscribe for more, and thank you all for helping support and have a great day.